Yes, yes, yes. What is going on, everyone? Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Beyond the Hustle. I'm your MC, Daniel Tadamy, and joined with me, as always, is serial entrepreneur himself, Mr. Paul Renee Jr. Paul, what is going on? What is going on?
What's up, Maestro? It is I, your tax guy, and don't let Daniel fool you. He's also an entrepreneur himself. All right, on this podcast space, putting everything together, videos and productions. We are back. What's going on with you, brother?
I
I
think
don't
he
know
has
why
Yo,
I'm
yo.
having a hard time hearing you.
I hear you.
I can hear him.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Give me one
I can hear
second.
you.
I don't know
I,
You guys hear
I
me?
still hear the music.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah,
I can hear
you.
both of you. Can you guys hear me?
That is crazy.
Yeah, I hear you. It's something on his
Yeah,
end.
the
On his
replay,
end.
but I can't hear y'all live. And that's a problem for me.
No worries. So it happens sometimes, not all the times, but we go through technical difficulties sometimes. But you already know how we do, Daniel. We just bounce back at it, you know.
Give me one
Can you
second.
hear me now?
Okay, say something now.
Hello.
Mic check.
Nope, still can't hear you.
Mic check.
There
Mic
you
check.
go. There you go.
Ah.
There you go. There you go. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you. What's up, man? What's up, man? This is episode what? 37, big guy, man? 37?
37. Wow.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Making some dope moves. Making some dope moves. And
We're
we
doing
have
it.
yeah. Yeah. How was your week this far, man? How was your week thus far?
Oh
Y'all had
man,
some bad
busy.
storms out
Busy.
there?
I'm No, not bad storms. It just rained periodically, depending on
Yeah.
what area you're in. I didn't catch that much rain where I'm at, but down the
Mhm.
street, it's been getting a lot of rain. Um, yeah, I was out at my kid's soccer practice today, and it rained on us, for about a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
light drizzles. That's how it is. It just passes by. That Florida rain. You know how it is. You've been here forever.
That's what I'm saying,
Uh,
bro. That's why actually,
Sometimes we get storms. Sometimes we get sprinkles.
because they said like this is like the first time I want to say in like, was it like 50 years or something like that, that there has not been a hurricane hit Florida. So like we had no hurricanes and now we're like what, midway through October and we still haven't had a hurricane.
And
That's
at the
either a good or
same
bad
time, it's
thing.
the same year. At the same time, it's the same year Ron DeSantos banned geoengineering and weather
I knew you were gonna say.
modification.
I knew you were
Right.
gonna say it.
So what are you saying?
Knew you-
I think I think Disney got the memo and was like, "Look, guys, we're just gonna have to pull back with
Ah.
these hurricanes."
I knew you were gonna say when I was thinking about it,
Yeah.
because I said I'm gonna say that on air. I said I'm gonna say that to you, and I knew you were gonna go there. I was like, I know Paul's gonna go there. But we
Throw
have a
anything at me, and
guest.
I'm gonna find a conspiracy theory, man. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I don't. Do you know who
you were
Ashton Hall
saying
is?
Ashton Hall. Ashton? No, I don't.
The dude that does
Who's
all
that?
them running videos. Huge, like big buff
Okay.
guy. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
don't know
that
what he's about, but I know who you're talking about.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
He's like a content creator influencer, and we have a guest, and I'm gonna talk about it when we after we introduce our guest, because we have a guest, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in the waiting room. And we've been talking about going back and forth on Instagram about her joining, and we finally made it happen. So I'm excited to have her join the show. Um, she is a streamer. That's actually how we kind of connected, through streaming on Twitch. She's a professional bodybuilder and she's a mathematician. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Dub City side. What is going on, Dub? Welcome to the podcast. What is going on? What is
You
going on?
forgot
Welcome.
that I'm a rocket scientist too.
Oh, rocket.
I'm just
And
kidding.
how could we forget that?
Literally,
Kind
you
of,
lost
yeah.
me at mathematician.
Mm-hmm.
Mathematician by training, engineer by trade.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
yeah. And she she
outstanding.
she
So if I
she
need
she does
someone
a
to
lot of
build a
I love
rocket,
math stuff. And I was like, what? When I
Yeah.
first seen you posting about that, I'm like, that's interesting because you don't see that often. But hey, because I do not love
and
math.
I'm curious. So what I'm curious, what got you into numbers? When did you know that you had a fixation with numbers?
When did I know that I had a fixation with numbers? I guess always. So like my dad, when I was a little kid, like so my mom left when I was like one or two. So my dad was a single father, and like
Okay.
he was getting his master's degree and he was working full time and being a single dad at the same time. So I remember being like really young and he just like really wanted to sleep and I just wanted to like bug him and like wake him up. And he used to get me those like
Yeah.
math books for like kids. And I think they were like for 5-year-olds and I was like 2 maybe.
Okay.
And he would like sit me down with a bowl of cereal and like one of the math books and he'd be like, "You can wake me up when you finish this page." And like
Nice.
hand me a pencil. And then
There goes the
like he
incentive.
would just like take a nap and like I would just like do some math.
Hmm.
Sit there working
So
on
that's
math.
where it started. So um and
There
then
it
when I went to
goes.
college, I when I went to college, I decided to be a dual major and I was like, I don't know, I was like a
Hmm.
glutton for punishment and like maybe like a little bit egotistical. So I was like, I'm gonna be a dual major. I'm gonna be pre-med and I'm gonna get my math degree also.
Okay.
so um so
I
that's where
see
that came in. Um and then so I was pre-med and I was almost done with my like the pre-med portion of school and then I was working in a hospital because in my mind I was like, oh, like if I like get my foot in the door and I work at a hospital, then like after I take my MCATs, then like I can just like, have experience already and I'll just be like so ready for to be a doctor. And then when I was working in the hospital, I was like, you know what? Actually, the American healthcare system is fucking evil, and
you.
so I I think I'm just gonna go be an engineer. And then I went and became an engineer instead.
Yeah, for real. You
So
lost
you
the inspiration
So
of dealing with the healthcare system then once you jumped in and seen what was going on. Is that what happened?
yeah, you watch a lot of people die like needlessly, and
Mm.
like you don't want to do it anymore.
Oh goodness. Like,
I
yeah,
was
I can
thinking,
imagine the horror.
I was like, you didn't want to play to the stereotype,
I
being in
mean,
the
I
medical
am a
industry.
stereotype, so like I think
What with
either
the
one of
engineering?
either one would have been it. Yeah, like
Yeah, I
I'm
guess so.
like a mathematician and I'm Asian. Come
Yeah,
on now.
yeah.
But like
I get,
it
yeah,
is like the Asian parents' dream for me to be a doctor, which I think was the real reason that I was gonna do it. But
yeah, yeah.
I mean, a side story that's really cool with that is like when I was working at the hospital, we had to go to this church and get like our hands blessed. So like technically I'm like a healer for
What?
God, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
You had to.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part because it glitched. What did you say?
Oh, like I worked at a
You had
Catholic
a healer?
hospital and so I had to
Okay.
go to a church to get like my hands blessed to like work at this hospital. So like technically
That's
I'm like a
wild.
healer for
Oh
God.
wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, there you go.
So,
So
so,
go ahead.
oh, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna go into to her streaming, but say what you was gonna say, Paul.
Yeah. So what have you learned about yourself then throughout this journey? Your experience through college, being a mathematician, engineer. Um, to me, it reads a person with a lot of self confidence, right? Because not a lot of people are engineers. They can't even go past statistics, right? So, um, what have you learned about
I
yourself? How do you view
I mean, what
yourself?
I've learned about myself is a very big question, I think. Like I don't know. Uh that's a big question. I feel like we'd have to break that up into smaller questions. But like as far as what you were saying,
Okay.
I feel like I do feel like something big that I've learned is you can do anything and you can be anything because I feel like I'm proof of that, right? Because I do so
Right.
many things. Like um like I almost was a doctor and I'm an engineer and I stream and I have like hobby businesses and I like bodybuild. Like I get to be everything. And I always tell myself like I don't wake up every day to be mediocre. So I
Hmm.
try to be like the best at everything I do. Like I don't do anything a little bit, right? Like I started working out and then I was like, I'm gonna be a
Right.
bodybuilder. Like like I went to college
Oh
and I was
yeah,
like,
I
I'm getting
see that
two
now. Okay,
degrees. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Like I don't just
Yeah.
I don't part way do anything. But I guess that's what I learned about myself. Maybe that maybe I have a little too much hubris, maybe.
And then from there you went into streaming. Tell me about that because
So
I'm not too familiar with the streaming world.
So the way I actually started streaming was all right, so like we were joking like that I am a rocket scientist, right? So I work
Yeah.
at Kennedy Space Center here in Florida and I used to live in Denver.
Okay.
And I got hired here, but my ship, my vehicle is like here in Florida. So they used to pay me to fly here all the time. And I used to come out here like every 5 weeks for work. And I got really sick of traveling here all the time. So like it's just like traveling fatigue. Like I started to hate going to the airport. I was never unpacked. I used to miss my dog. So I was like, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move to Florida. So I
Okay.
did a proposal to my boss, and I was like, "Yo, like in 2023, you guys paid like $22,000 to fly me out here. Like, why don't you guys just give me half of that to like move here, and then you guys don't have to like spend that money anymore?"
Mm.
And they agreed, so I moved here, and then, I was really lonely, like, profoundly lonely when I was out here, and, I made friends through, like, gaming and streaming, like, I used to just play a lot of video games, and this is
Mm.
back before I started
Okay.
bodybuilding, and, my buddy, my friend, who is out now my bodybuilding coach, I used to just, like, bug him a lot because he was my only friend. Nobody else to talk to, so I used to text him a lot and, like, just, like, tell him
Yeah.
shit, and he'd be like, "Dub, you're so annoying." I'm like, "I'm sorry." And he was like, because he used to stream. He was a streamer, and I used to be a moderator in his
Mm.
stream. And he used to be like, "Jesus
Okay.
Christ, Dub, you love to talk." He was like, "You should just stream so you can turn your camera on and just talk." And like people will come talk to you back. And I was like, "Yeah, okay,
And they
word."
do.
So he yeah. So then he like helped me get my camera and like get all my stuff set up. Like he helped me set up my stream. And then like
Mhm.
he did me one better, which is that he used to be a streamer and then he wanted to focus on like cuz he was starting a clothing brand and like going back to school and stuff. So he was like he did like one final stream and he like gave me all his viewers and then left. He stopped streaming and then like all his viewers became my viewers.
Wow.
And so
That's crazy.
I I started my
Is
platform
that a
with
thing,
like a
really?
small. Yeah, cause like, I used to be a moderator on his stream, so, like, his community I was, like, part of his community, so there was, like,
Hmm.
regulars that would go see him all the time, and they knew me because we all would
Mhm.
talk, like, in chat, like, constantly, and
Okay.
so
Okay.
like, we were all part of his Discord and stuff, and then after
Right.
he set up my stream, um, he just did, like, one last stream and then, like, raided me, and then all his viewers became
Okay.
my viewers, and then now they're my community. And so, that's how I initially started streaming, which is because I was lonely. I had no friends, I had nobody to talk to, and, like, he didn't want me to bother him anymore, so he was like, "Just, like, turn on
Go
the camera
somewhere,
and talk
Dub.
to people."
And,
Yeah,
and now
I
you
was
have a
like,
lot of
"Okay."
followers. That's a lot of responsibility right there to have
Yeah,
a
that
lot
is
of
pretty cool.
followers, I say.
So
Yeah,
how
but
do
I
you
think I
did you
like it
ever?
because, like. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you about like because a lot of people when things like that happen, when
Mhm,
that shift happens, where like the preparation, because like even though you weren't like preparing for like streaming or any type of
mhm,
thing like that being in front of camera, you were still preparing as far as like educating yourself, becoming a professional, whether it was in business or in at work. You were still honing yourself and who you are. And so like when an opportunity like that comes,
always.
Yeah. So you were still you were still in the prepping phase. So when an opportunity like that comes, you're ready for it, and you were ready for it clearly, right? You were ready for it. I want to know how did, as far as like the nervousness, being anxious, did you have to deal with anything like that? The butterflies, because it's just you and the camera, and it's not easy just sitting there talking, to a camera. Like, yeah, you have people there, but you're in the camera. And I know sometimes for me, just being transparent with it, sometimes I'll be like, bro, I'm so tired of being on, because the camera, you have to be on, you know? And there's sometimes, but I'll just end my stream 5-7 hours. I'm just like, okay, I'm just tired of being on. Even though I'll continue gaming, I'm just done being on this on stream. So I just want to know how do you deal with that? How did you handle that?
Um, so for me, I feel like I used to spend like hours and hours a day, like on the mic, like just like gaming with people already, anyways, right? And then I used to spend like
Mm,
hours and hours a day, like moderating like somebody else's stream. So like I'm just used to talking to people, and like I don't really feel like I have to like be on because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm very like authentic and like genuine. So like whatever you see me as, like that's just who I am. Like this isn't like a persona, I just am
Right.
who I am all the
yeah.
time. And like I'm just effortlessly witty and like clever. Like who I am. And
Natural.
people
It's
like that.
natural.
And so
Yeah.
yeah, so I just in the beginning maybe it would have like made me a little nervous, but like the first handful of times that I streamed, it was just the people I was already interacting with every day, right? Because it was like his followers became my followers. So like it
Mm-hmm.
was just like the same 10 people were coming into my stream like every day. And then whenever new people would come, I remember especially in the beginning, like I would just talk to them the way I was talking. I would talk to like my friends. Like it
Right.
literally genuinely was like I just was a lonely person. And so like people would come to my stream and they'd be like, "You're so refreshing." Like it's like you're just like talking to us, like you're just like hanging out
Mm-hmm.
with us. And I'd be like, yeah, like I am just
Yeah.
hanging out with you guys. And so it's still like that. Like I stream and like I try to remember things like about the people that follow me. So like people will come into my stream and I'll be like, oh hey, like how was your test? Or like oh you hurt your knee, like how's your leg doing? Like
Mm-hmm.
I talk to them genuinely, like they're my buddies. And like when I talk about it still, I never say like my fans because I feel like that's weird. I don't even say my viewers. I'd be like the homies, they're like my friends.
Yeah.
Your community. What's the name of
Now
your
look, I can
community?
see it.
What's your
What, that
community
I'm
name?
personable? Oh my
No,
so
yeah.
my stream I oh go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you. Well, I was just
Oh,
saying, right? I can see how people can be attracted to your streams because it's not every day people get to have a conversation with a rocket scientist. First off, right? So,
Facts.
and then and then a female, right? So I
We're
want to
gonna
have
drop a
that
bomb for that
conversation.
one.
I yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
We're
I
gonna
want to know:
drop a bomb.
is it during a time that you're playing a game, or is it a specific game that you're playing and then you streaming on?
so actually, I do like multiple kinds of streams, and in the beginning I used to game, but now I'm a fitness streamer. So like because I bodybuild,
Okay,
it's like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna like try to maximize my time, especially because like I just don't have a lot of hours
you're a
in the
high
day, and I do a
achiever.
lot of shit, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I
Mm,
bodybuild, I work, I stream, bodybuilding, everyone knows you have to work out, but it's like also stuff like you got to do laundry 3 times a week and like run the dishwasher every day and like cook like
oh
every two
wow,
or three
yeah,
days. Like it's
true.
a lot of work. So like I stream when I'm in the gym. So I'm like a gym streamer. So people like watch me work
So
out a majority of my
okay,
streams. So it started as me
so
streaming at the computer, and I used to tell people
mhm,
that I was training for a bodybuilding competition, and then other fitness streamers started coming to my stream and they'd be like, you should just stream at the gym. And I remember I used to be like, no, I'm too shy, like that's weird. And then
yeah,
now I just do it every night.
Now you just do it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
there you go. Wow, you getting your workout in too, right?
Yeah.
What made did you
Yeah.
were you already like as a youth athletic and into a workout routine, or was it something that you slipped into during, a certain time in your life, and then you basically, like you mentioned, you got started in it, and just like everything you start, you high achieve, you go way above and beyond like the norm expectation. You like the outlier, ends up being in the high percentile above whatever you jump into. Very high achieving, very self confident. How did you jump into the workout space?
So I've always been like in and out of working out. I feel like my fitness journey has kind of been a roller coaster. Like I've had my gym rat eras, but so before the NASA phase of my life, I used to actually work on Wall Street. And so
Okay.
I used to work in like global ratings, like basically I did like the data for the people on Wall Street, like for the analysts that do like ratings and stuff. So I used to work at
Okay.
S&P Global Ratings basically. And so that was a really stressful job, like a really, really stressful job. And it's like the movies. It's like you're just getting yelled at by the Wall Street devils, and I used to cry like every
Oh
day.
wow.
It was like really awful. But like I made a lot of money because they used to just throw money at your
Mhm.
problems, right? You're like, oh, did you cry again today? Like, here's a bonus, you know? So like I made a lot of money and I coped
So good.
with like I coped with like how stressful and how terrible my job was by like just like
Mhm.
drinking and eating a lot. Like I drank a lot of alcohol and I ate like it was like Michelin stars every night, just like whatever, right?
Okay.
And and then I got really fat. I was like 100, like I'm 4'11", I was like 170 pounds and like just like miserable and like out of shape. And then
So
after I
not
got
not
this job,
thick
I was like,
but fat. Not
yeah,
thick
like
but
actually
fat. You
overweight,
saying?
like
Okay.
obese. Yeah. Um, so then
I can't see
I
you obese, Dub. I can't see that.
I'll send you
I
some
can't
reels. I'll
see.
send you
I
I'll send you
can't,
some
that's just
transformation
crazy.
reels. But yeah, because it was a really stressful job, and I started getting really sick. Like I was getting like ulcers. I was like bleeding from both ends. I was go to the doctors, and the doctors would
Oh
be like, "You're
no.
dying because you're like you're dying because you're so stressed." And like I'd be at the
Wow.
doctors and be like, "I'm not stressed."
Mm.
And they'd be like, yeah, you're kind of stressed." Um, so anyway, I kind of fell into what I'm doing now. That's a whole nother story. But then I was like, oh, look, like I work in space now. And then I was like, I promised myself that I would get healthy. So I just started like working out and I started like dancing, like doing dance classes and like just a lot of cardio and I lost a lot of weight. But then like I just kind of plateaued, right? Like I didn't have
Yeah.
the body that I wanted, but I had dropped like a good 40 pounds, you know? And
Wow.
then I met my coach because we used to game together. And one day, me and him were talking because he's like a competitive bodybuilding coach. And I was like, "Will you coach me?" And I didn't. I had no intentions of being a bodybuilder at this point. And he was like, "Yeah, like what are
Okay.
your goals?" And I was like, "I just want a small waist and a fat ass." And he was like, "Bet, I got you." So he puts me, he puts
Simple enough.
me on yeah, he put me on like a workout plan and like a nutrition plan and like two things. Number one, I thrive under pressure and I thrive with like having like a regimen and like a schedule. Like I just do really well
Mhm.
uh with like structure. And number two, I don't wake up every day to be mediocre. Like if I do something, I just end up like really doing it, you know? So like um I just started like working out every day and I like followed the plan and he was telling me like 90% of people like cheat on their diets and they like give up or whatever. And I was
Hmm.
like I started in November and like by December I had like completely like recompositioned my body. I just like looked like a different person
Mhm.
and I didn't
Wow.
know it until I started working out, but I have like crazy genetics too. And so, like, my whole body had changed. And then randomly one day, this lady hit me up on Instagram, and she's a competitor and a coach, like, but a different kind of coach. She's like a stage and confidence and like life coach. And she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, would you be interested in having a 5-minute phone call?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? You know, life's an
Yeah.
adventure." So I was on the phone with her, and she was like, I've been like, we have mutual friends. Like, I've been looking at your content. Have you ever thought about competing? And I was like, no, I'm like shy and awkward and weird. Like, if you scroll back to this point in time in my Instagram, I didn't even take
Mhm.
selfies because I just was like not that kind of girl.
Uh,
And so
okay.
I was like, "No, I'm shy and awkward and weird. Like, I don't think that I'd ever want to compete." And so she was like, "Okay, well, I think you should, but like keep me in mind." And I was like, "Okay." And then literally the very next morning, my fitness coach called me and he was like, "Listen, Dub, like I'm never gonna tell you what to do with your life, but like you have really good genetics and like I'm very impressed by like your dedication and like not a lot of people have that. Like I think you should compete." And I feel like two different people said it to me within 24 hours. I was like, I think this is a sign from God. Like I think I need to just do this.
Oh wow.
And so then I was like, fuck it. I'm a competitive bodybuilder now. Let's go.
That-
Hey
when you
man,
get
we're gonna
in, you go
applause to
all in.
that.
That's
That's actually
cool.
pretty good. First, the weight loss journey, period, which is crazy, and then the fact that you step out of your comfort zone to do something like that. Most people won't even consider stepping out of that comfort zone, and so they won't achieve great things, or even do something that could be great for their own lives due to fear. I want to touch on the weight loss thing really quick because
Yeah.
we live in America and we're
Mhm.
extremely obese in this country,
Mhm.
right? So, and the fact that you're a woman, and when we, at least for me, I don't know, maybe you have a different experience. Let me know. When I'm in the gym, it's extremely like there's way more men that are in the gym than I see
Mhm.
women in the gym. So I mean, you can't speak for all women. When I'm not gonna put you in that type of situation, right? But I do want to know, like, just the women that you've encountered, right, at your jobs or school and things of that nature. What do you think is the reason, or I guess is it that men are more like vain when it comes to appearance, or women are like, is is it like a I don't care, guys are still gonna talk to me? I don't know. I guess I don't even know where I want
Or
to go
like,
with
are
that
you asking
question,
like
but
why they don't work out? Is that the
yeah,
question?
like what's the what puts people, I guess, in that space to where they just like don't care about it.
Well, I mean, for me personally, at like when I gained a lot of weight, it was because like um I was just miserable, right? To be quite frank with you. Like my life was like shit. And I mean my life wasn't shit. Like I made a lot of money. I was theoretically really happy, but like I was just like it's like money doesn't make you happy type shit, right? And like I would just
Right.
tell people would be like, "You're miserable. You should quit your job." And I'd be like, "But I'm so rich." And like cry,
All money
but
isn't
like
good money. All
yeah, but
money
like
isn't good money.
um
That's what a
so
wise
that's
man
why yeah,
told
I
me.
gained a lot of
So
weight. But, I've met people, like I've been friends with some women in the past that, like, they would only go to the gym with other people because it's, like, intimidating for them, you know what I mean? And, like, they
Hmm.
don't know
yeah,
what they're doing, they don't wanna like, it
they need
makes them
motivation.
feel intimidated to be there. But, like, I feel like and this is not typical, but I feel like for me, if I ever step into a situation or an area or a job or a class or a space where I feel intimidated, I feel like the only way that I know how to deal with that is to like stand 10 toes down and just do it.
I was
Like
gonna say,
I've never been
become
someone
confident and be
Dominate.
like, yeah, that's what I
To
think about.
yeah.
dominate.
Yeah, like that's the only way that I can that's the only way I
Right.
can like get through that type of
Yeah.
like once my heart starts to beat and like I start to like feel like
Yeah.
intimidated, the only
Hmm.
way that I know how to get through it is to just like go through it because
Mm.
I don't know, I was
Yeah,
like raised that way, I think.
that's a
But
Yeah.
warrior
that's
spirit.
not
You must have
typical.
a family full of warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's I guess I feel like I was raised by a man, so I have like I tend to do I have like internalized misogyny, I think. I tend to do like masculine things.
That's not a normal, or that's not an average. I don't want to say normal, right? Because it is normal in circles, but that's not an average person's mentality. And I think to do
I
anything
you
on any type of level like that, or like
yeah.
to anything where it's just like, you're engaging culture, you're in front of things, you're ahead of things, you kind of you're putting yourself out there, like, to the world, business, even what this whole podcast is all about, being a business owner, entrepreneur. You're not going to think like the average person. I mean, you're just not, because the average, what, like, I don't know how long it's been running, but the number one fear is public speaking. So, like, which is crazy. It's not even death. So it's like,
Mhm.
being out there in front of people. And I think and I don't think the public speaking is the fear. And maybe you can, Paul, you can chime in on this too. Well, both of you can, because I don't think it's the public speaking that's the fear. I think it's more of the putting yourself out there for criticism, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's the
Mhm.
fear of
you post
judgment, and
anything,
I think
there it
that's why
is,
I'm
the
not
fear of
scared.
judgment.
It's
Right.
that's why I'm not scared
Rejection.
because I don't care what other people think.
That
I mean,
part.
I care, but like not enough, I guess. Like it's part of
They're
what I was
not
saying
yelling at
earlier.
you
Like
like
I
they
just
was
am
in
what I
Wall
am.
Street anymore. So yeah,
Yeah.
basically, right?
I just
People are not
I
yelling
am
at
what
you
I am,
like they
and
was in Wall Street.
yeah, and also like I am what I am. I'm not scared of like people judging that because I'm not someone who like how there's some people that are like they're this person at work and then they're this person with their friends and then they're this person with their family. Like I'm the same person always
Right.
all the time.
I
So I
can't do
don't
that.
have qualms.
I can't do that.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I am
I
that.
can't.
And
I
so I
can't.
don't
I
I'm
have
can't be
curious
the
qualms with
about
same
weird
person
something,
at
Paul.
content.
work. I can't. I can't. I would not
No.
survive. If I was the same person as I am on social media, or in any of those spaces that I am at work, bro, I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it. I got to code switch. I have to code switch. I do want to talk about that because Dub, you was around when
Mhm,
when I when I posted the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and
mhm.
the backlash that I received for that. It was insane. I wasn't expecting it. I expected some, but I didn't know he was that hated. However, the backlash that came with that, right? The criticism that came with that, but it also shifted my online landscape. So I'm gonna make another shift in it. So I'm gonna trigger them again, right? I have to. But like, because it was good and bad that happened. I think it's the fact of this. When I think about what I put out there for criticism or judgment, because majority of the time when you do anything in life, we talked about this on the show before, the hate seems to be overshadowing the love because it's kind of a natural thing for people to just like disagree or not like that's it seems like it's easier to do that, to post something negative,
Yeah.
on a post, or disagreeing on a post, than it is to post love. Like, people will like your stuff, they'll throw a heart, they'll like it, or they'll watch it multiple times and don't even give any type of interaction, but it
Hmm.
seems like when they don't like it or they want to disagree with it, they're quick to post that. But it's like that's a default in human nature than it is to like show
Right.
love or support. So it's like, yeah, it can't be that many people that disagree with it, because look how many views and then look how many negative or hate disagreeing comments. So we're just gonna brush that off. So how do you kind of navigate through getting those things online, or like the negative things? Or you shouldn't be doing that, because I know you've probably heard that a lot.
I don't actually.
No.
So like as far
No.
like yeah, so like that's something so me and my dad had this conversation and me and my coach have this conversation quite a bit, is that like we put our personalities out there. Like I'm funny and I'm charming and I like will be witty and like I'll talk some shit, but like you don't really know what my opinions are on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And my dad said
Right.
this to me the other like really recently. He came to visit me and he was like, "Do you know what Michael Jordan's beliefs are?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "That's why he's rich." And so like you sometimes you just got to keep some stuff close to the chest, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like so
Exactly.
I don't engage in the trollery because the thing about social media is like you want people to like you know? And like I am what I am, but like that doesn't mean I have to tell you like what my religious beliefs are, like what my political opinions are. Like I just keep that to myself. And then also
Yeah.
on top of that, I asked permission from my job before I started doing social media things because I do have I kind of work for the government a little bit, right? And
Mm,
so
Yeah. You got
before I
your
started doing
clearance
what
to
I'm
worry
doing,
about.
yeah, I asked my 9 to 5, uh, which is like the main grind. Like, am I allowed to do this? Because like at the end of the day, like that's what pays the bills. And they said that like
Right.
yeah, do what you want as long as like you're not being like lewd or like I can't have like a overly sexual presence, like I can't go like make porn or something like that, right? Which I wouldn't
Right.
do anyways. But
Mhm.
and then secondarily they were like, you know, don't state your opinions, and if you do state your opinions, like your opinions are your own and they have nothing to do with us. And like I don't even want to like risk like losing my job, so I just don't say stuff. That's why I'm in the DMs telling you how I
Makes sense.
feel, but like I'm not gonna like say it in the comments.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Here's what I'm curious about, Dubs, right?
Hmm.
Because since you mentioned you're overweight, uh, then
Mhm.
you started bodybuilding, or and
Mhm.
now you're about to prepare for, I guess, a match, a competition, right? That's coming up.
Yeah, I'm in
What?
prep right
Tell me the
now
different
for my competition.
prep. Okay, well, tell me the difference in what the diet was when you were overweight to when you're regularly just working out, and then when you're in prep mode. What's the difference? What was the difference in diet in those three areas?
Ooh. So like when I was overweight, I just eat whatever I wanted to eat, right? Like it was very self-serving, like treat yourself. Like this is what makes me feel good. It was like a lot of emotional eating because like, carbs are like hugs from the
Mm.
inside, right? So it's just like eat whatever you want. And like especially like when I used to work on Wall Street, it was very like, you worked hard for this money, you cried for this money. Like, go spend it on those Michelin stars, babe. Like, fuck it, right? Like,
Mm.
eat
Yeah.
good. You deserve it, you know? Um, and then
Yeah.
when I was getting healthy, I'm gonna put healthy in quotes. Like, I lost a lot of weight, but I think like looking back on it, like low key, I think people don't realize this, but like anorexia is kind of like rampant. Like manorexia is rampant. Like people are just not eating enough. Like a lot of people are actually under eating. Like most people under eat because they think they're supposed to. Like if you download I'm not even gonna call the app out by name just in case these, but if you download this specific app that tracks food, it will
Hmm.
tell you to eat 1,200 calories a day if you want to lose 2 pounds a week, which is like fucking ludicrous, right? Like that's not what you're supposed to be doing. But that's what I was doing. And I was like, I remember like me and my girlfriend, we would be like, oh my God, we ate so much carbs yesterday. Like, let's just like choose a
Right.
salad today. And like me and her would like share a Caesar salad, like one, you know what I mean? Like, and be like, we're so healthy. Like, there's like nothing
uh,
healthy about that. Um,
that's funny.
so then when I started like working with my coach, uh, when he first sent me my diet plan, I was honestly like terrified. Like he sent it to me and I looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna get fat. Like I'm gonna fucking get fat. And
Mm.
I texted him and I was like, bro, like I'm scared. Like I'm gonna get fat. And then he's like, you're not gonna get fat. Like trust me. And I was like, all right, like I trust the process. But like immediately, like right away, I went from like under eating to eating how much I was supposed to be eating, which was like hovering just above like 2,000 calories. But like losing
Really?
weight isn't yeah, losing weight is not just about like calories in and calories out. Like people believe that, and that's like somewhat true. But like you have to think
Yeah, I hear
about like
everybody counting numbers every time they're talking about
yeah,
losing weight. They're doing
it's
the whole
it's
calorie
yeah,
thing.
it's bigger than that, right? Because like I try to kind of explain it to people with like in terms of money because everybody understands money, right? And it's like when you're fat, that's like money you owe people, and then your muscle is like money you're trying to save, and then every time you eat, you're like giving yourself more money, right? And so it's like you like if you're not eating enough, like if you're not eating enough, you'll like lose fat or whatever, you'll like gain, but like you also burn muscle, right? Because you have to like pay
Hmm.
back the debt somehow, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah,
like
got it.
my coach was like having me eat a lot, but like what also matters is like when you eat and what you eat. And like things that people don't think about is
Mhm.
like just living burns calories, right? So like using your digestive system is like really powerful and it burns a lot of calories. So the way that he was having me eat
Mm.
was like I was just eating all the time. And so every time my body would have to digest, it was burning more calories than I was eating. So like in the first like 2 weeks, I lost
Mm.
like 8 pounds from just eating food. I would like eat and be hungry from eating. So like it was just like
That's it.
using
You
science to
wasn't
lose
even
weight.
working out. It was just the food that made a big difference.
Yeah, like initially.
That's crazy.
And then Yeah, but people don't know that, right? Because it's like,
No,
but
I've
I
never
guess
heard of
like
that.
if every yeah, if everybody knew that, then like there'd be no fat people, you know. So, but
Get out of here.
maybe not. um, but yeah, like that's how it was in the beginning. Like I would just eat. I was like working out, but like not a ton. And like in the beginning, he was having me do like cardio like 3 days a week for like 20 minutes. Like it was nothing major, but I lost like a ton of
Mhm.
weight like right away. And then I started lifting, and like I said, my body like recomped really fast because I have good genetics. And then
Mm.
and then we decided to bodybuild. And then as soon as I started to bodybuild, then my diet changed like drastically, and like now I eat like a
Mhm.
linebacker because like I have a lot of
Yeah.
muscle. And so you gotta like you gotta feed the beast, I
You gotta
guess.
feed
And
the
but I guess
Is
muscle.
the
that the
beast is
prepping?
me.
Is that the prepping you're talking about? Is just
Yeah,
eating
so
like a
being in
lion?
prep, yeah. So prep is like the 16 weeks before a show. And so like when
Dang,
you're in prep,
16?
there's like different stages. Yeah, there's different stages of prep. So like there's like you're like building or bulking, and then like after you're like building and bulking, then like you like kind of transition to like start cutting. But like when you're cutting and you're cutting right and you
Mhm.
have a good coach, then you're like burning fat and building muscle at the same time, which is actually like very
Gotcha.
exhausting process.
I was gonna
But
say, that
like
sounds exhaustive.
yeah, because you
That
have
sounds
to
like
eat a
high
lot.
reps and a lot of cardio.
No, it sounds like I work out like 2 or 3 times a day and, like, eat all the time. But yeah, like so I eat
Wow.
like a linebacker, right? Like, I eat like 6 like, the closer I get to show day, like, the more I eat. So I'm eating 5 days times a day, and then I'm eating 6 times a day, and then eventually I'm eating like 7 times a day. You have to eat, like,
Jeez.
every 3 hours, and then every 2.5 hours, and then, like, every 2 hours. And you gotta, like, eat on time. And, like,
Mhm.
and then, you have to do like a certain amount of cardio every day. And then when you're getting close to show, like you're really cutting, you're doing cardio like twice a day. Then you gotta lift every day. So um it's a lot. But I mean, I like
When do you
it.
sleep,
A
Dub?
lot of
Jesus
cardio.
Christ.
Oof.
I, not
I
often.
just
I mean, I
lost
sleep a
weight
lot, but
listening to
like
her, bro. To tell you the truth.
intermittently.
I'm like,
When do I
bro,
sleep?
cause like, when are you gonna close your eyes? Cause I mean, you're always doing something, which is good though. That's a part of everything. So I want to get into these reaction videos, but I want to ask you, just like, kind of, what's the goal here for you? Like, is this something where like you want to like transition from the 9 to 5 to like streaming, full
So
time? For like, what's the end game here?
I don't have one per se in that respect. Like I feel like I
Yeah.
just do everything that I want to do, and I do have
Right.
multiple streams of income, but like my 9 to 5 is what pays the bills. Like streaming is like not that much money. I have like my little side hobby businesses, which is like
Yeah.
not that much money, but like it's like I get to feel my passions, right? Like not
Yeah.
everybody gets to do things that they love. And
Facts.
so like I
Facts.
get to do things, it's like extra, but like
Hmm.
it takes out extra time out of my day, but like, you know, passion feeds the soul. And so like I get to do things that I love on top
It
of like
does.
I could just work every day and then go sit on my couch and like waste
Yeah, who
away, but
wants
like
to
that's
do
not
that?
living.
Right. No.
Exactly.
No.
And
Oh, you'd
so
be
and
miserable
then
if
I
you
get to
did
like
that.
yeah. And so I
Yeah.
get to bodybuild and stuff, but I I feel like this is a little bit of a long-winded answer, then we can switch gears or whatever. But like when I first started the bodybuilding thing, I hired a coach, not my fitness coach, but my other coach. And like her whole thing was like trying to help me find a purpose, right? She was like, you need to find a purpose, you need to find your why, because anybody can
Mhm.
bodybuild and like hundreds of people bodybuild. And then what? You win, and then what? You lose, and then what? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're going to be
Right.
launched and you're going to have this platform. You want to use this platform for something. So, like months ago, like back in like March, April, my coaches started having me like, you need to start building a brand, you need to start like stacking content, you need to figure out like what it is you want to do with the like notoriety that you're gonna get, right? Because you're gonna get it. So
Mhm.
like, are you just gonna like waste it and like just like be an OF girl? Or are you gonna just like waste it and do nothing and just like get a bunch of followers and just like do nothing with it? Like, what are you trying to do with this platform? And like I did a lot of like meditating about it and introspecting about it, and I was told, and I can't tell you by whom, but I was told that my purpose in life is to help people become better versions of themselves, like like
Mm,
spiritually, physically, mentally, like whatever that is. And that I was told that nobody meets me and stays the same, and that whether it's by inspiration or by spite, people will change because of me. And that if I just continue to like live my best life and be and work towards being my best self, then the rest of the world will follow. So that's my end goal for now. And like I feel like I just have like faith that um and I have proof that like when I'm doing what I feel is right, like the right
Hmm.
opportunities present themselves to me. And
Yeah.
so what does that mean? I don't know yet.
Yeah. That's real. That's real.
wow,
Because
outstanding though,
yeah,
really outstanding. I gotta
that
say,
is. That is.
my
We're gonna
take
clap
on
together.
Dubs though,
Let's go.
you for real. No, no, but it's my first time talking to you, Dubs, and my take on you is you're very, very intelligent, highly motivated, very, very smart. I mean, you have side hustles, and I talk about people have shouldn't should have side hustles all the time,
Hmm.
especially to help maximize on their tax returns. So it tells me you know what you're doing when it comes to your finances and numbers, knowing numbers and be having numbers being your strong point is it touches me because I'm a numbers guy and numbers tell you everything. And for someone to be comfortable with numbers, it's a relief. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
So I got to commend you on that, and I got to commend you on your walk and your transformation from your lifestyle. And one thing that does is similar with a lot of entrepreneurs is they end up finding that purpose, and you did. And when you do, life becomes much more fulfilling, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Because you're enjoying waking up every day and doing what you do, right? Because that purpose is what moves you. And yeah, I do have to congratulate you on that. So uh, great listening to your
Thank you.
story. um, I
Thank
know
you.
For
now.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. I know now Daniel has um, some videos that we're gonna want to see some reactions to. I don't know what he has. He comes up with some tricks under the sleeve just to get me wild up and uh, you know get people yelling at us and calling us all kinds of names in the comment
All kind of
section.
names.
But
It don't be that
yeah, I
bad
don't I
though
don't think
either.
they're gonna I don't think they're gonna
I
have
don't
that
think it
same
be that
effect on
bad.
you.
I don't
But
I don't think it be that
let's see
bad.
what happens.
This is my thing, right? And I agree with you, Deb, about like sharing like your beliefs and things of that nature, like people doing that. I I have a problem though, right? I have a problem and I was talking to my wife about it. Like I have a problem because so we have these no topics in society, right? And this is gonna be me getting on my soapbox, right? My life soapbox, right? So you can knock me down if you want to, but I'm gonna go there, right? I am of the belief that there shouldn't be any no topics. Like there shouldn't be topics that people can't discuss or talk about that has you like cancel the whole entire human, right? Because I had some people say stuff to me with my Charlie Kirk thing, and I'm just like, do I even know you? Do you know me? Right. And that makes me not want to listen to you anyways,
Mhm.
because I'm like, you have no, but like you're making these judgments about my character, about my mentality,
Right.
about my personality, and you know nothing about me but my handle on social media. And and first off, and that's how you know it's not in good faith and it's not honest, and the communication isn't real. So that's what I'm on the mindset of. And so I just and I think that way. So when it comes to like my job, I don't tell my job
Can I say
anything
something
about
about
what I
that?
do. Go ahead. Yes, say something.
Can, Okay, so this is how I feel about that. Is like, remember how earlier I said like I was profoundly lonely, so my friend was like, "Dub, you should just stream so you could just like talk and like someone will
Yeah.
just answer you." And I
Right.
feel like that was a very positive outlet for like my loneliness and like my need to feel heard, right? And I
Right.
feel like what the internet does is it gives like billions of people the ability to like feel heard, and there are
That is
so
true.
many wounded and like fucked up people in the world that just like
Yeah.
need to be heard, and they have this what I call like what about me syndrome. So like when they find a place where they can just be like, well, what about me? That's what they do. You know what I mean? So like, you know, like
And it happens
you
to be
can
Their
someone's
post,
fingers go
comment
crazy,
section.
huh?
What's up,
yeah,
EJ?
you can
Thank you, bro.
post, you
I'm
can
reading the
post
comments.
like a, no, you're good. You can post like a video about soup, and like some butthole is gonna be like, well, I don't like that kind of soup, and it's like nobody
Facts.
cares about you. But like they, you know what I mean? It's
Where's
just
the
like
chicken?
they want
Where's
to
the
just like, what
chicken?
about
That's not
me? You
soup.
Yeah.
know, like that's
Yeah.
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 So
That's
like
hilarious. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
that's
People
No,
what,
find
but
so
you
stuff to
got
like
this,
it's
just
not
bro.
talk
about
about and
you.
talk shit
It's
about.
not even about you. It's that you said something and it
You're
gave
right.
those people the ability to be like, well, what about me?
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because there are some things that, I know when when we say them, it's going to be crazy. There are other things that we say, and I'm like, I'll call Paul, and I'm like, yo, did you see this? Not that we care because we're going to keep talking, but I'm like, I don't even think we said anything that bad. But hearing you say that, I've never heard it like that before. Like the whole, well, what about me syndrome? But,
Hmm.
you know, it makes a lot of sense because and that's why I
It
keep
does.
saying, and I will down this hill that social media is not a real place, bro. It's social media is a movie in itself, right? And the title of the movie is social media, no matter which platform you're on, and everyone is out there
Can
with
I
a
say one
character,
more
and it's
thing
all
about that? Is
entertainment.
that okay?
Yeah, go ahead,
Can
go
I say
ahead.
one more
Listen,
thing?
we're talking. Go
So
right
like
ahead.
uh so when I started this whole thing, remember I told you like way before I actually like started getting followers, like before August 9th, I only had 700 followers, right?
Hmm.
That's it. And then before that, even
You
less. Like
say only like
when
that's
I
a
first,
small number, Dub.
Yeah, for
it
real.
is a
That's a
small
lot.
number. It is a
No, it's
small number.
not.
Like I think,
Can
okay,
I
you
well,
don't
I
even
imagine
only,
have that
I
many
700
friends on
people?
my Facebook page.
Right.
Like
Imagine
straight up.
700
So
people in one room looking at you.
okay. Well,
right.
it
It's a
wasn't a
lot.
lot compared to what it is
Exactly.
now. Like
That's how that's how
now
I
it's
think
closer to
about
like
those views
7,000.
too. Whenever I see we get
Right.
hit with views, I think
Yeah.
about it in that
But
mindset.
That's
So
good.
that's
I
a
say that
lot.
to say, when I first started this, remember I was saying like my coaches were like, start building your brand, start like, like figuring out what you want your purpose to be, like blah blah blah. I remember I had a talk with my coach and he was like, listen, Dub, I'm gonna tell you now, like you gotta prepare for this. He was like, sooner or later, when you start to blow up on social media, people are gonna start being weird. He was like, they're gonna be in your DMs, they're gonna be in your comments, like they're gonna be creepy, they're gonna be weird, like you know what I mean? Like people are gonna say
Hmm.
stuff to you that
Mhm.
you don't want to hear, they're gonna be rude. Like but he said to me, he was like, but what you have to understand is those people are giving you their energy. And like whether or not you realize it, like that's something that's precious and you can use that for yourself. Like, because like you can use that for yourself. When people give you energy, you are able to use that to like forward yourself. And he was like, so even if they're being
Hmm.
weird, even if they're being disrespectful, like that's
Mhm.
energy that they're giving you. And like you can transmute that for yourself and just be like empower yourself with that, you know what I mean? Like that person just like gave me energy, you know? And
Yeah.
like
That's
same
very
same with the
wise.
positive same with the positive stuff. Yeah, like those people are giving you energy. So like maybe social media is like not a real place, but it is a place where like energy is being exchanged, right? And like
Facts.
you don't
Correct.
have to take
Yes.
someone's like disrespect, but like that person took the time to sit there and like Twitter finger at you and
Yeah.
like talk shit to you. Like take
You're
that
still
because that's
getting the
powerful. Like that
attention. Right.
person, yeah, that
Mhm.
person took the time to like give you their energy. So like use it. Like you are that influential that they want to like say some stuff to you, you know?
Facts, man. Hey, man, we gonna drop a bomb, bro. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
Dub just dropped
Spoke,
some knowledge for
spoke
y'all, bro. That's
spoken
big.
like a lady that's taken over the streaming world. That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like,
cause
right?
cause
So
cause like me and my old and my entire man self, I'm just like, bro, F it, bro. Like I don't care. And then like I'll like sometimes I'll say something back, and other times I won't, or I'll like double down or whatever I'm doing. But I don't even. It's crazy because I don't even look at it like that. Like what you just said. Like I don't even like give it that type of insight, right? Because
mhm.
Mhm.
I just, and it could be just me the way I look at it. I just don't think it's worth that much time, and that could be a wrong way of looking at it, right? That could be
Well, I
like
think I
a
was
totally
being
wrong way of
trained
looking
for
at it.
this, right? Like I think you do social media because it's like what you want to do. I didn't necessarily want to do social media. I was told like with what you want to do, which is like bodybuilding, like this like popularity is going to come with it. Like how this is how you have to
Mhm.
handle it, right? So I was like
Right.
I was being trained for this beforehand, you know? And like if I didn't have that type of insight like given to me, people would start being mean to me or like talking shit to me and I'd be like hurt, you know, or like people would start being
Mhm.
creepy and weird and I'd be like turned off and be like, "Oh, like I don't want to do this." But like I
Right.
had to like learn how to like empower myself from that and
Yeah.
be like, "No, like this is power. They're giving me power."
It comes with the
Yeah, you're
territory
right.
too.
To me, I'm like, bring the smoke. I'll take
That's how
all the
Paul
smoke,
is.
right? Because yeah, for real. Because I see it as an opportunity. Sometimes, or most of the times, I see when people are giving you feedback, whether it's positive or negative, it's a chance for them to learn, you know. And so, it to me, it's like they're expressing their statement in a question form, right? To where I'm able to, uh, give them my insight, teach, I think, um, the situation is from my point of view, and also it gives me an opportunity to learn something too, if it's something that they're telling me that I didn't know, and then I can change my point of view as well. So I accept it. I like getting the feedback, and you're right, whether it's good or bad, it's still attention, and that's money.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
And
it
it's like
don't
energy,
ever
you
be.
know?
Yeah, it don't. It's not. Paul, you said it. You said you can learn something, but they don't ever have nothing to teach you, bro. It don't ever be. I have never learned anything in the comment section, bro. Never,
Yeah,
bro.
for
I'm just being honest, man. I just really don't. But
real.
like I'm gonna take Dub's advice. I'm just gonna leave my opinions to myself. But uh I have two. I couldn't get the third one, Paul, because I had a relation. I had a one in that category already,
Okay.
so I didn't do it. But I got something dope here. Um, we're gonna take a look at it, and then uh, I just want to see what y'all think about it.
All
I
Okay.
got
right,
an.
bet.
I seen this one before. I've seen this one before, so I already have um what I want to say about it. It's probably not fair,
Okay.
but
That isn't fair at all, for
it's
real.
not fair. I seen it
Setting
on
us up for
accident.
failure.
In my defense, I saw it on accident. I wasn't trying to listen to it, but I was trying to prep it for this, and I ended up listening to it. But let's check it out. Right?
We give a woman the right to opt out of motherhood.
Right.
Should we also give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say, why can't he opt out if she was able to say, hey, I don't want this baby? It's a double standard.
Well, he could obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
He
somebody have
can't,
an
but he
abortion.
can't sign his rights away because he has to pay child support.
I mean,
He is legally bound by child
to be
support.
honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's
You
right?
can't- You can't tell a woman to have an abortion. Like, that's it.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, I don't want this baby, but a dad never can?
I mean, I just think that's just the way it is.
But do you think it's right?
I mean,
Yes or no?
We
On
spend
about
so
that.
much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't have one.
But my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
Dub, do you
Pulling
think it's
out, I
right?
guess. I don't know if you heard what I said, but I said what I said.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Pulling out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. I mean,
Some of us have weak pullout games and children to show for it, So it's not.
Queebies.
Oh,
I feel
Yeah.
like this is like a bigger. I feel like this is
Yeah.
like a bigger conversation about like just like having children in general. Like, oh my god, I feel like people have all these conversations about whether or not they should have abortions or have kids and like who should be involved or whatever. But like, you know what nobody ever talks about is like the kid. Like that child didn't ask to be born. that child didn't ask to be put in this situation.
Yeah.
Like you're just born and like you didn't ask to exist, and then you just like pop out of vagina and you're just like in a toxic fucking relationship already. Like you just have to be born into a toxic relationship. Like, oh God, like my parents hate each other. Like I just have to live this life now. Like that
Yeah.
poor kid, you know what I mean? Like maybe that mom and that dad should be like thinking about like the life that they're creating and the life that has to like endure like the bullshit that they're gonna have to like go through for that 18
Mm-hmm.
years instead of
Mm-hmm.
like selfishly thinking about themselves. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
That's but I'm gonna tell you what.
So yeah, I think the
Go ahead.
video has to do with it prior to, the child being born, right? So it's like, uh, I, I think women do hold access to sex, and then they all hold the power of whether or not they want to be able to reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the video, yeah, a whole different question though. Is like, all right, now, so if the man is saying no, I don't want to reproduce, right? Um, how did you go about it?
I feel
Can't.
like people talk about consent. Like, I feel like there needs to be enthusiastic consent for having children. Like, unless both
Or
people really, really want to have a kid, like, let's not bring the kid into the world, maybe. Yeah. Cause, like,
mhm.
that's just shit for the kid, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like, think about being that kid. Like, let's say you
It
can do
is.
this. Let's say that it's okay for the man to be like, I don't want to fucking be part of this kid's life. And there's plenty of kids that don't have dads, right? Like,
Yeah.
that poor kid. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
he or she has to live with the fact like my dad
Yeah,
didn't
I
want me.
totally
And they
agree.
have to think about that for like the rest of their lives, right? So unless both adults enthusiastically consent to like having a kid, like maybe don't have a kid. Like I don't know.
I I think consent for the kid.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
Consent
because
to
you're a
have the
smart
kid.
woman, though. So you get that. That's the whole point, though, right?
I
Because ultimately, it would take a smart woman to make that decision because she's the one who ends up, making that ultimate decision, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, like
So
personally,
yeah,
I would never want to have a
but
kid with a
not a
dude
lot of
that
women
didn't want
think
to have
like
a
that.
kid.
Exactly, exactly, right? Exactly. That is the facts.
That
see.
like
I
that
Facts. You
doesn't
have
hit
make
it on
any
the
type of sense.
head.
I have a strong opinion, and this is my strong opinion. It starts on this hill. It's like consent
Yeah.
to have a kid starts when you do not wear a condom, and
Okay.
that comes for the man and the woman, because if a woman is gonna lay
Mhm.
down and let this dude go in raw, you just consented to have a kid, whether the kid comes this time or not. That's where consent for the kid starts at. So I think, and this is where I,
Kind of.
I hate. You said kind of. This is where my boy CK would always say. He said we got to start taking responsibilities for our orgasms. So like
Yeah.
if you don't want to have a kid, right? You don't need to have sex, right? You don't have to do that unless you're ready to have a kid and you want to, right, with the person that you choose, or you're married. But and if you're gonna do it, right, then strap up, bro. And then you got some guys that are like,
Also,
well, it
like
doesn't feel the
science is
same. I'm
sciencing
sorry,
these
bro.
days, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, like science is sciencing these days, and like I feel like there are other things too. Like I feel like I mean there these days like I actually like wear this like little ring, right? And like it tracks my biometrics and it like tells you like, hey, this is when you're fertile and this is when you're not fertile. And so like you just like know things now
Exactly. Yeah.
too. Like if you
Would
can
you
make a
trust
baby
that?
right now, then
Would
don't.
you
I
trust
do
it?
because it's my body. It's this like
Yeah.
I know my
Okay.
body,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
like if you know like this is when you're ovulating, then like that's when you don't have sex, you know? Like
Uh-huh.
you know
Facts.
what I mean?
So
But
here's the
it's
thing.
part of like being
Is
responsible.
well, and in that case, then you will be being responsible for your orgasms. But so here's the thing. So based off when a woman is most fertile or not, when she's not that fertile, is it smart for her to still let a man go in raw, knowing that she's not married to him and does not see having a child with that man.
I mean, I feel like
So
that's
the
a
whole
bigger
And
reason
question.
and
we're
and we're not just talking
the
about
whole reason why we're
kids
having
at this
the
point.
the whole reason why but Daniel, the whole reason why we're having this problem is because it's a modern society's problem. This
Yeah,
isn't
it
a
is.
traditional problem. This isn't
It's not.
something that,
It's not.
we wouldn't have this conversation 100 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's us as a society having to be resilient with what's going on. And so there's contraceptives and things like that. But there's also the option to be able to terminate the baby now, right? So because science and the laws and everything has made that available for modern society. So we're living in a modern society with modern dating, modern
Yeah, you're right.
sexual practices with modern solutions, right? So if you're going to be playing that game, now we got to take responsibility, and
That's what
it
I
goes
say.
back to who
That's what
wants
I
to
say.
be the adult of allowing this,
Well,
child
I
to
wanted I
come
want
in.
to take it
If both
even
were on the same
like
page.
another step back, right? Like instead of seeing the tree,
Mhm.
the forest for the trees, like seeing the forest for the forest or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like besides
Yeah,
not sleeping with people because like you can make babies, I think people nowadays are just like out here like crashing into each other like it's fucking bumper cars, and I feel like we need
Yeah.
to be like
yeah, it
responsible
is.
with like our bodies like anyway, because I feel
Anyways. Yeah.
like, especially, like, as a woman, right? When you, like, sleep with someone, like, you're becoming, like, a vessel for, like, that man, right? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And you can't just, like, be doing that for, like, anybody. You know what I mean? Because, like, you're literally, like, receiving, like, whatever from said dude, right? Like testosterone, a bad
Right.
day, like, whatever, right? Like, if you like, that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you care about someone, like, you love somebody, and you're like, "Oh, baby, you had a bad day?" Like, you know what I mean? You're, like, taking those burdens
Yeah.
from him, you know? Like in a physical way. And like you can't just be you have to
Right.
consider yourself a little bit more like sacred than that. You can't just be like giving that shit away like willy-nilly, you know? Like just in my
Yeah.
personal
Yeah. I agree.
opinion. And I feel like that's like the step before
Yeah, but
even like thinking about babies.
not all women are like you though. Not all women are classy nowadays. They don't care about body counts.
That
They
is
don't care
weird to
about body
me.
counts.
That is weird to me. And see, here's my thing. I and it goes back to, and that's why I was saying earlier that we're not even talking about having a baby at this point. Even when we're talking about having just like wild, like multiple, sex partners and then unprotected sex, like we're not even talking about having a baby at this point. Like you can catch something, and then we're not even talking about the natural things you can catch, like
Hmm.
spiritual things that are taking place. Like you're taking on this person, like you don't know this person, and I can't front like before I got married, but like my thing was I didn't want to catch anything. Right, like it was like, yeah, I didn't want to have a baby like prematurely, like that was on my mind too. But I was like, I don't want to catch something. Like I was more afraid of that, right?
Hmm.
And so that's the way I think about it. So but at the same time, like you said, Paul, these are modern problems, and how fortunate are we that this is a problem? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have one more for us to check out. I haven't watched this one, so I don't know. I don't know what to
We
expect
give a
with this
woman
one,
the right to
but
opt out of.
but let's check this one out.
I'm not gonna downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together. And I just feel like if you put me in this space and that was under your budget then, what's the difference now?
But see, what he did was this, though. He gave you the upgrade. But part of that upgrade is because you're with me.
Yes.
You understand? So let me just go, though. So we didn't work out, me and you dating. You feel me? So I'm supposed to keep paying your loft and keep paying your bins. Now, I get it. You're a true boss if you do that. And that's the vibe we're getting. But
my current new lifestyle that you upgraded me to is now contingent on me
Daniel.
being in a
See what
relationship with
Daniel
you, and
be
that's the only
doing.
way I can have it in this moment. Then what
then you
stops
should,
me
then you
from
should
just
get married
staying with
then,
you
Jazz.
for that?
Then, Jazz, You want him to keep your lifestyle up, keep paying your bills, keep you on that same upgraded level. No, you were dating a man that had money, so dating him came with a lifestyle. But if we not working and our love is dead, I don't owe you to keep paying your car note and your mortgage. I'm not entitled to. Now, if I'm that rich, then okay. But realistically, that isn't really my job. You should find you a man like me and upgrade to him and keep your lifestyle.
But that takes time. So I just feel like if someone had me on a certain pedestal, you're not just because we no longer working, you're not just gonna rip the pedestal from me.
What the hell? That can't be real. That has to be a troll. There's no way she believes that. There is no way that
but
she believes that.
there are women who do.
I feel like she's trolling. Is she somebody famous? Is this?
I have no idea.
Is that somebody famous?
I don't know.
She's not trolling. I'll tell you why she's not trolling.
I gotta believe she's trolling, bro.
I tell you why she's not trolling.
She's being serious.
No, because I've seen it in a different light where a husband and wife will get a divorce, right? And she already had like a child before they were married, right? By someone else, and then they get married, and then they have kids, and then they get a divorce, and she'll go to the judge saying, "Judge, he needs to pay child support for this other child because he was supporting this child too while we were married."
No.
Right?
Hell
They
no.
do that.
What?
So it's kind of like in the same line of what she's saying, except she's so delusional and far from reality that it's taken to the extreme. But yes, they do excuse to continue on.
I ain't breaking up.
Some of them, not all. Not all.
If they were married, I can see that with alimony. I can kind of see that, and even with alimony, I'm like touch and go on. But I can see that a little bit more. And we're talking about dating, like just like y'all were just like dating, and then y'all separate, and based off how she's talking, it seems like she may be going through that for real. And the dude even saying the fact that if you're a baller, if he could do that, then yeah, that's cool. No, not even if you're a multi-billionaire, bro.
Nah, bro.
No, bro. Dating, bro? That's tough.
Yeah, I think she's delusional.
I like what do the kids say? Be so fucking for real. First of all, if you're a grown up, maybe be able to pay your own bills first. Like if you want to afford a lifestyle, like go afford it, babe. Like go get a job,
For real.
But okay, secondarily, if like she's saying to him, like, if I have to stay with you to like maintain this like certain type of lifestyle that I've become accustomed to, then like what stops me from just staying with you and not being in love with you? And it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
do
I think
that.
there's a word for that. Like, yeah, there's a word for that, but I I won't speak it
that.
right now.
Right.
But like, you can do that if you want to. Like, okay, like what's to stop me from doing that? Nothing, babe. Like you can do
Play
that
the
if you
game.
want to, right? But yeah, I feel like this is just like weird to me because I just was not raised this way. Like the way that I was like brought into this world is to like to be able to provide for myself, right? But like also like if I meet a man who like I end up like joining forces with and like spending the rest of my life with or whatever, right? Like then that's like
Yeah.
something else, and like you can like build on that or whatever. But like, and like if our lives or my life becomes better because I meet you, like that's cool, you know what I mean? But that's like part of like the partnership, right? But that's like how partnerships work,
Right.
is like when you guys aren't together anymore, then that is no longer a partnership. Now you are two separate people. You know what I mean? And then you just got to go back to like you are you and they are them. And like whatever life that you
Correct.
had when you were with that person is part of the life that you had because you are with that person,
Facts.
And like if it's like if it was
Yeah.
like a marriage thing, and like it's like has to do with like, oh, well, like you have to pay for this because like we were married or whatever. Like I feel like that really depends, like do you have kids together? Like what do you guys have going on? Like what type of investments did you make together? Like did you guys like buy property together? Or do you
Right.
guys have like
Right.
going in on things together? But then that's also
Mhm.
why like, so like to me, like marriage isn't just like you marry someone because you love them, like yes, obviously, right? But I also feel like in my eyes, especially, I don't know, like I'm only a first generation like American, like marriage is like a transfer of power, and B, like an investment, right? So like if you marry me, like it's the transfer of power because you're like taking me from my father, right? Like B, like it's an investment because I'm not going to choose somebody that's not going to elevate my life. And then also like I come with things, so like I will elevate your life too, right? You know what I mean? But like with that, you have to be smart. So I feel like there are things like prenuptial agreements, right? So it's like if like worse comes to worse and like you have to like separate from this person, there's already like laid out ground rules. You know what I mean? Like everything
Mhm.
we invested together. Like if we go in on a house and like you pay 60 and I pay 40, if we get divorced, you get 60 and I get 40. You know what I mean? Like but then like caveats like if there's fidelity, then like I get half of everything. You know what I mean? Like, but
That's that's
but
that's that's
If
a
that was
that's
agreed,
so.
if that was agreed to, if that was
oh,
agreed
that's
to,
part
yeah, I
of
get
prenup.
it.
Like that's why you have
Right.
prenups. They are
Right.
pre-nuptial agreements. You make these agreements before you get married, right?
Before
But like,
nuptials.
yeah, but then that prevents shit like fuckery like this, where it's like, well, now you just owe me
But
things because I'm
prenups
like used to
prenups
it.
don't
Right.
always hold though. Prenups don't always hold. People still be getting screwed
Majority
over
of
on
times they
prenups.
do. Majority
I
of the
mean,
times they
they're
do. They usually end up um, still like splitting up the assets
Mm,
between the husband and wife while they're together, though. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like if he comes in with his assets, and she comes in with no assets, but then they get married, prenuptial agreement, whatever. But
yeah,
while they're together, they end up both having assets, or assets were accumulated while they're married. In some courts, they can look at it like, okay, well, she contributed to this, so she should be entitled to that as well, a
yeah.
portion to those assets as well, regardless of the prenup says. Some courts will say that, but it still
Yeah, and
does
like what was
provide
yours
a certain
before
level
we
of
were a
protection
thing
for
is yours,
assets.
and then what was mine before we were a thing is mine. You know what I mean? Like the things that I came into this
Correct.
with that
Yeah.
were my own continue to be my own, and the things that were yours before we came into this are yours. And then the things that we build together, we split those things accordingly. You know what I mean? Like,
I was doing.
Yeah.
I did a reaction to this lawyer, and he was saying how majority of the people who do couples that do have prenups, they tend to stay together anyways because of what it
Mhm.
takes to even have those type of conversations. You already possess those abilities, and I think that what you were saying, Dub, I did want to say this. Um, you were saying that you're a first generation American, and then the way that your perspective is on marriage, it's like, yeah, of course you love them. However, you have X, Y, Z when it comes to marriage. I think if more people looked at marriage, more Westerners looked at marriage in that aspect, other than right the pursuit of a feeling, right, and a
mhm.
pursuit of love and actual
Yeah.
responsibility and duty when it comes to what marriage was is supposed to be about, you would see far less divorces.
Yeah,
And I
because
think
Most
like
that's like a
that's the
definitely.
truth
realistic
of the
approach
matter.
to
Like you
what marriage
learn that
is.
as you grow up. That's something you learn when you become an adult, right? Is that like sometimes love isn't enough. Like you love people, but like that doesn't mean that you can like be with them. You know what I mean? Like to marry someone, like the act of like joining in like union with somebody, it has to be more than just that. You know what I mean? Like you
It's an
can love people
investment.
all
It's
day,
always
but like
been.
yeah, exactly. Like it's a transfer of power and it's an investment. Like other than that, then just be together. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like
For
You
real.
want kids?
Yes.
Do you want children?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I want them now. I feel like not that I didn't before, but I used to feel like I was a kid So I feel like I didn't want to be a kid having kids. I feel like there's so many fucked up people in the world that I didn't want to like create another
You want
fucked
to
up
add to
person.
it?
And I feel like yeah, I wanted to be like I wanted to make sure that by the time I had a kid, I could make one that was like a like healed, like already born, like a good person. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to like fuck it up
Yeah,
because like I'm fucked up. You know what I mean? And
right.
so, but
You're
then
in the right
you know,
place.
in order
Yeah.
to be in order to become a person that I felt was like worthy of having kids, I kind of got time kind of got away from me. So like the place where I'm at about that now is like science is sciencing. So like if I find the right person, if I'm meant to have kids, then I will, and if I'm not, I'm not, because I'm all about divine timing and I have faith that like everything happens to me the way it's supposed to. And so if I'm meant to have children, I'm
Thanks.
meant to have children. If I'm not, I'm not.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
don't know what
appreciate it,
rock
man.
you've
That's
been
dope.
hiding under, Dubs, but there needs to be a lot more women like you. Your future husband is gonna appreciate the type of person that you've become. Just your credentials alone will let him know that you wasn't out there just wasting time and being you know loose out there on the streets. You get what I'm saying? I mean, to be a mathematician, an engineer, rocket scientist, and all that,
Preach it.
you had to be focused and disciplined and not being out there when everybody else is out there. Because yeah, it's a majority of women. I don't even know your age, but I can. It doesn't even matter what your age are. Is majority of women haven't even reached those type of accolades. So I got to congratulate you to that. And so you just
Well,
rest
thank
assured,
you.
you'll make your future husband proud, right? So
And you're
good
a
deal,
Well,
gamer.
I
good
appreciate you.
deal on that.
Would you marry a gamer?
Sure. I mean, like, I feel like I'm not gonna
Because you
that's
already
like
know what it is like
I
gaming. You know what that life is. That
yeah.
life is like.
Oh,
I
here's what
don't
I want
feel
to
like
know.
what go ahead, go
What's the
ahead.
first platform you played on?
Like, ever, like, the first gaming system I ever had? I think I had, like,
First
a
gaming
I
system,
had I had a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, but all
Super
those days are
Nintendo.
pretty, like, mushed together. I was, like, young, I don't know. I think, like, maybe
Yeah,
Super Nintendo was the first one I had. Yeah.
Michael says Dub
But,
City.
Super Nintendo.
Thanks for
that's
watching,
me.
Michael. Yep. Uh,
But what you were saying, would I marry a gamer? I feel like I don't know what I would marry because I don't even know. I don't know. Do you make me laugh? Do I like you? Do you have
yeah.
muscles?
Yeah.
Those, like,
Yeah.
there you go. There are
Do you still have a good relationship with your father?
yeah, I have like
Yeah.
my dad. I'm a daddy's girl, like a bazillion percent. I
Okay.
always say that like everything good that I am is because of him. And I feel like the type of men that like I find myself like attracted to is also because of him.
Hmm.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like I was saying when I was growing up, like when I was little, like baby, he was like going to school full time and getting his like he was getting his master's degree and he was working full time and he was a single dad. So like I feel like when I meet men now, like the thing that like I find really attractive about men is like when they're like really ambitious and like hardworking and driven. Like if I see a hardworking man, like right away I'm like, oh, lady boner, you know, like
Yeah.
that's like the first thing where I'm
You and
like
these
I like
That's
that
what they
guy.
call
slogans,
it.
bro. You and these slogans is crazy, dog.
I'm clippable. I'm clippable.
You gotta have like
But
you gotta. Do you write these down? Do you write down
no,
your
they're
little?
just in here.
Oh, that's crazy.
But
I
like
tell you a
that's like the
secret. I
initial
tell you
thing
a
that I'm
secret.
like,
Then,
what what
since you have a good relationship with your father, let him
yeah.
pick the man for you. Yeah,
I feel like that's not
and
always the
trust him.
best idea. Because
That's
like I
not the
feel like
best.
I mean, you might not.
there's only been one dude ever that I dated because my dad liked him and that was a disastrous
Mhm.
situation. And like never again. But like
Really.
he he most definitely needs to approve, but like I'm never gonna date someone because that's like who he wants me to date. Yeah, there was this I've only okay, so I'm
Mhm.
very, very picky about like dating. I've only had like 3 or 4 boyfriends like my whole life. Like
He
Outstanding.
says, Michael
just a gooner,
says
she
she
knows the
says,
lingo.
yeah. That's funny.
But
You said that.
yeah,
Go ahead.
my Twitch community is called the Gooners. But anyways, I've only had like 3 or 4 boyfriends like my whole life. Like I'm very
Okay.
picky about like relationshiping. And there was like one boyfriend that I had where I'm just like, why was he ever my boyfriend? And the only reason that him and I were ever together was because like on paper we were supposed to be together. Like I just dated him because like he was a concert pianist and like he was going to school to be a
Mm,
psychologist and he was like but I
mm,
hated him. Like we hated each other. We just like didn't get along.
Mm.
And like everyone he was trying to beat some gay allegations and like I'm a pretty girl. So like we were like together, but like we
oh
He's
just
like
like did not
perfect.
gosh,
we
that's
didn't like
crazy.
each other. But like our parents were so happy. Our parents were so happy and they were just like,
Yeah,
gotta
for
have a baby.
real.
That's a movie.
And then he's
That
and then
is
he's
that is a
then he's
movie
like, I'm gonna go hang
concept,
out with the
bro.
boys, okay?
Yeah, that
But
that's a
I
that's a
want to know
movie.
about the guy that your dad recommended. What
That's the
happened with
one.
that? You said it was
That was the
horrible.
one.
Oh, the
That was
That was
pianist.
the
him.
one.
That was him.
Oh man.
Um,
Oh, he
so
had high
so
hopes for that guy. Then, huh?
so
Dang.
I'm
Yeah.
a
My dad
uh what do you think? What do you think? What do you think about arranged marriages? Do you think
not my
we
vibe.
should go to that? No.
It's not my vibe. No. No. I feel
You
like
said it, but we said about your dad, so I wanted to ask that question.
no,
I
like I feel like in my culture, like it's not about arranged marriages. Like one of the reasons why I was saying like to me, marriage is about like it's it's a transfer of power and it's about an investment, right? And that's because
uh
like in my
Mhm.
country, like even still now to this day, like you have to buy a daughter from her father. Like you have to pay a dowry. Like
Mhm.
you want us, you got to pay up,
Mhm.
right? And that's why we're raised to be that the way we are. We're like raised to be like good wives and good mothers. Like you become like, you do your family proud. You be smart, you be talented, you be like all these things so that someone will want to come take you away. You know what I mean? So like you become worth
Mhm.
something. And so like arranged marriages no, but like be someone that can like be worth coming to like take me from my father, you know what I mean?
someone
Right.
worth finding,
Yeah.
be a diamond worth
That could bring
unearthing.
value.
Um,
That could
Yeah,
bring value to a man.
I found another one. Y'all want to do one more?
Sure,
sure.
I'm down.
I found another one. I watched this one too, and it's this one ain't no better.
I'm not gonna downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together.
Every time I switch to this scene, it does that. All right, so check this out. Last one.
It's gonna hurt
One.
someone's feelings, but what's a green flag that low key gives you the ick? Oh, I know my answer. And my answer is for surely gonna hurt somebody's feelings, but I truly don't give a fuck. I cannot date a man who is a good father. There's always a back to school night, a parent teacher conference, a birthday party, a
Oh my
play date,
gosh.
a recital, a game. There's always something that
God
he has
damn.
to be at.
Daniel.
Hey, hey, hey! But
You do
look,
that shit on purpose, man. I ain't gonna.
look. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. I did not know. I didn't know where she was going with it. This right here is the problem, though. Not even what she said. Sia feels whatever the hell that got to be a burner account.
Which
That
part?
question is the problem. This is gonna hurt some feelings. But what's a green
Why is it
flag
a problem?
that low key gives you the ick? That's the problem. Not even what she said. The fact that that
Yeah.
question was even asked, that someone had it, and that's what that's and I think we talked about this before, Paul. Oh, we did talk about it. Like when people do things that are troll worthy, I'm down with giving you the attention that you're seeking. That has to be troll worthy.
Mhm.
I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I
And I
also
don't
feel
believe
like
what she's saying either.
with that question, it's that I think the question is like that because especially like on Twitter, I feel like it's very fashionable amongst the youth these days to be toxic. Like I don't know when this shit started, but it's like
Facts.
cool. It's like cool to
Yeah.
be toxic, and I'm like, I mean,
Mhm.
it's that's not my vibe per se, but like that's why people say shit like that. They're like,
That's what I'm saying.
it's like cool to be toxic, you know?
That's why I don't
I
mind.
hate it
That's why
when
I
a
don't
That's
mind
why
man's
saying like,
financially stable. Like, what's going on with these questions? He's
uh,
financially stable. I can't stand that.
I agree
Like,
with I
So,
agree with what Michael just said.
so,
You
what did
That's what you
Michael
was gonna
say?
say?
so to specifically answer the question, no, no, no. I was gonna like address the reel or whatever that was.
Go
TikTok. I don't
ahead.
know the fuck that was. Yeah. I was gonna say that. Well, like yeah, like I don't know. At some point, I think like toxicity became fashionable. But like you're not attracted to good fathers is crazy. 'Cause I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that I am actually really attracted to because I was saying this earlier, like I because of my dad, I tend to like gravitate towards like a certain type of man. You know what I mean? And like I really, really
Right.
like hardworking men. Like I like that's just my vibe. Like if I see you and I'm like, oh, like you hustle, like I have a lady boner. You know what I mean? But like also
Yeah.
I find good fathers very attractive because I know about good fathers. Like I say, like everything good I am
Mm.
is because of my dad. You know what I mean? And like people always ask me like would you ever like date someone who has a kid? And like I think like when I was like before my frontal lobe developed and I was like in my 20s and I wasn't as I don't know, like you're a dumb bitch before you're 27, I think basically. I say that with love because I used to be a dumb bitch, right? But like I feel like I used to feel differently about that. But like
Mm.
nowadays it's like I think back to my life like my entire life. And like I have a stepmom and stuff, right? And I feel like my father's life would be very different and he would be a very different man and my life would be very different and I would be a very different person if she hadn't been willing to like be with him just because I existed. You know what I mean? And like
Mm.
Mhm. Right.
and I feel like he's happier and he was able to live like a more fulfilling and like better life, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
he can love me, but like I can't provide for him the way that like a woman or like a wife can, you know what I mean?
Of
And so
course. Of course. Right.
like sometimes like shit happens and like stuff doesn't work out and people have kids with people that like they're not with anymore. But like you can't be
Mhm.
like I don't want to be with this person now because of that. But I feel like it takes a very specific person to like step into that role and like know your role. And I feel
Yeah.
like I really mean that because like you have to respect that like that person has a kid and like if I had a kid or like whoever has a kid, like that person is like the most important person in that person's life. Like I am the most important thing in
Right.
like my dad's life, right? And like the
Mhm.
only time that there was ever issues, like familial issues, is like when my stepmother didn't know her role. You know what I mean? And like I feel like I grew up knowing that, you know? And so like it takes a certain type like someone like that that's going to be like, "Ew, you have to go to like teacher conferences or like be there for your kid." Like that's not the type of person that should maybe be a stepmother, right? But like
Facts.
Right.
someone somebody that like has the like wherewithal to like understand that like this child needs their father and like you can't get
Right.
in between that should be the
Yeah.
person to like be there. You know what I mean?
And
And then by
and
that
knowing that
standard,
a lot of guys don't step up and take care of their child too, and
facts.
he's doing
Yeah,
it all by himself. That you got to
exactly.
commend a guy like that. And oh
Yeah.
And
And
like
for
side
that,
note, I have this oh go ahead.
no, no, no. Say what you
Don't
gotta
talk too
say.
much.
No, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say like I have so like I have this like maybe if I'm crazy, I'm crazy. But like I have this like list, right, of like qualities that I like want to find in a man, right? And it's not crazy shit like 6 that works in finance. It's things like he loves his mother. Like we don't get along all the time, but we can like talk things out. Like,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like I have a list of
mhm.
things like that. And like on that list I have he is a good father, right? Because like I would think that if I'm gonna marry somebody, like I'm gonna have kids with them. So like to say that like you don't want a man to be a good father is crazy because then like aren't you trying to have kids with him later, right?
I
Like you
think the
know
Well,
you
better
know what I
thing
well,
mean?
for
it
her to
shows
say
that.
was I think the better thing for her to say
God
was you
damn.
don't want to be with a man or you don't want to talk to a man that already has a kid because he's going to be doing his fatherly responsibilities and it's going to take time from you. But I think that's better than that's why I said she's trolling and that's why I don't mind being like blunt or like whatever to people that troll like that because you're doing it for attention. So let's just give you the attention that you want. That's the way I look at
Yeah.
it. I don't believe that she's being honest. I don't believe that's genuine. I don't believe whoever posted that was genuine and good faith either.
No, some girls do think like that though, because it's taken away from fun time. They want that
That's
man to
crazy.
be all by themselves. They don't want to
Um,
share.
Michael said that some ladies like the idea of a man, but deep down she belongs to the streets. And I think I think that goes for men and women. I think people like the idea of coupling up. They like the idea of relationships, and they like the idea of getting married. But like Dub, like what you said earlier, but deep down, like the responsibility, the duty that comes with that, like what it really takes to make things like that work, they don't really want. And
Yeah.
those are first world problems, man. We're fortunate enough to where we can like have that as an issue. That's just crazy to me.
For real.
But
Straight up.
Dub, I appreciate you rocking out with us, man. Dang. We almost hit our longest podcast, Paul. We're like
Oh
20
Ever.
minutes out.
I didn't
We're
even
like 20
realize
minutes
it.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
time flies when you're having fun. We got to do this
Nah.
again, Dubs.
Definitely.
Sure.
You got to come back. You got to come back. You got to come back and rock, man.
Was this entertaining? You got to ask the people, you know?
Oh no! I
First
think
sign-
a lot of the things.
Oh yeah.
I think
No,
a lot of the things that you said is gonna cause some traction online. It might not
Yeah.
resonate well with a lot of women because a lot of women don't think the way you think. I'm gonna be
I'm
real
telling
with
you,
you.
it's so rare, bro.
And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that you think
Yeah,
the way
it
you
is.
think. That's what I'm trying to get at.
But it's realistic though.
yeah.
I don't. But she said it earlier. When did being toxic become just like trendy? When did that become sexy?
It's the truth.
Like, but like your thought process on all this stuff is down to earth. Is based in reality. It's realistic expectations.
Reality.
You know,
Mhm.
it's realistic, and that's crazy. That being that way is like off-putting, you know, or like what women call it a pick me. It's like what? Nah, EJ said this is a great conversation. He says keep it up. No, I'm telling you, like, bro, it's crazy.
Do I come off as a pick me? Because I really feel like I'm not, but
Who cares?
Like, I
but
don't
like,
know.
wouldn't you want to be like? I don't understand why that's a derogatory term. Like, don't you want to get picked? Like, isn't that the whole thing? When
Well,
did
so
being a woman that caters to a man become a problem? Like, why is that a problem?
Man.
There
so
was
I
this.
don't okay, so this is I think it's two different things. I think that's the issue. It's like I think like being a feminine woman and like being wanting to be in like my feminine energy and like be with a masculine man, like I feel like that's like a separate thing than being a pick me. I think what pick me's are in my opinion are girls that like pretend to be something that they're not because they want a man. Like it's like I like chicken wings in football because you like chicken wings in football. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
think
Yeah.
that's what a pick me is, you know? But
Okay,
like
okay.
but that's not like
Mhm.
I feel like wanting to like have a successful relationship with the type of man that you want to be with and like be finding someone who matches you. I don't think that's pick me behavior, you know?
Okay, see, I had that. I've never heard it like that before. Like being like, I guess that's what I guess that in that then like the feminism loving type of man that's like the same, I guess will be the same in like the man's category. Come off as an ABG. I don't know what that means. What is that? What does that mean?
ABGs
No.
are ABGs are Asian baby girls. They're like a type of Asian girl. I'm definitely not an ABG. Like I
Oh,
don't have blonde hair. I don't have fake titties. I have a
never heard of that
degree.
before.
I don't
Never.
depend on my parents.
That's crazy. What you gonna say, Paul?
Anyways.
No, what I was going to say is her thought process is a thought process that is a traditional thought process that
Facts.
most
All
women
over.
had from all around the world, right? I mean, your whole expectations is for a man to come and take you away from your father, whether you're going to be buying her, trading goats or whatever, but you're going from one household to another household. It's just that nowadays, in the society that we're living, it's much more of no, you make your own choice, you live life how you want to live. If he's doing it, I'm doing it. So there's a totally different, I guess, gender roles now. that women want to be more like men, and men want to be more like women. It's like a change. So it goes both ways. I'm not blaming it all on women. I'm blaming it. The majority of it is the men who are the issues right there, because if we weren't engaging with women who had the mindset like that, it would be a change, right? But instead, we do engage with those type of women,
I also
and
feel like it's
they
like a
feel empowered
necessity,
by it.
right? Like I also think it's like a
As far as
necessity because like do I want to be like in my masculine energy? Like no, that's like not what I want to be.
No.
But I'm also like a
Mhm.
single woman in America that needs to like survive, right? So like I need to like go out here and like make money and like work and stuff,
Right,
right? And like I
as
happen
you
to
should.
be in like very male dominated industries. I was like in a very male dominated field in school. So like I have to like the way that I have to act and speak and like stand up for myself and like advocate for
Right.
myself and like present myself day to day for my survival is like not very feminine. But like that's not what I'm trying to be at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
But
and then
like
and there's supposed to be you're supposed to be able to compartmentalize that, type of
Yeah.
situation and leave that at work, and then when you come home, uh, you know, who's, I guess, and traditionally, who's supposed to be leading that household, right? So it's fine that even if a woman was making more than a man, and she's coming home and allowing the man to fit the role that he's supposed to be in, is still ideal, right? And would lead to, the best, outcome for the relationship. Uh, so yeah, but yeah, your mindset isn't off. It's just the society that you live in right now here in America is off, and it's
It
going in
don't.
a different
Yeah.
direction to where the
It's
world
going
used to
bad.
go in. So
It's
yeah.
weird. I've been married for 9 years. I don't know how I would be single right now. I'm just gonna be honest.
it
I
sucks.
man, I don't know how I would do it, bro. I don't know how I would. I don't know how I would do. I'd be a problem. I do know that. Oh my gosh. But it's just weird. But what I would say is a man can see that though. A man can see that you're this way because you got to survive. Here comes the dog. um a man could see that you're this way because you got to survive the job, and then like and you're doing that just for, and you're not masculine because yeah, you say that you present masculine because you're like in a lot of male dominated industries, but you don't. Like you can tell that you still have feminine traits about you, and a man can see that. A man can tell if a woman is just
Mhm.
like major aggressive and like heavy masculine, and you don't even have a desire to remain feminine,
That's right.
but you could tell. What's that? There's a boxer, I forget her name, but Baumgartner. What's her name, Paul? You know Gardner.
I have no idea.
You don't know?
No.
Well, she female boxer, and she has like she got caught popping for steroids or whatever like that. Anyways, but like she's a
Uh-uh.
boxer, but you can tell that she's a boxer. You know what I'm saying? And but you can still tell she's feminine. I mean, you can tell. You can just see it. You can see it in these women, man. You know the ones that are like heavy in it, and the ones that are just like, I'm doing this because I gotta survive. But yeah, man. But it was dope, man. You definitely got to come back. You definitely got to come back
Okay.
because we
How
about
can
to.
people reach you? Dubs, how can people reach you?
Dub City Sigh everywhere.
There goes a
Everywhere.
dog.
That's my
What's the
handle
dog's
on
name?
everything. This
What's the
is
dog's name?
Winston or Win. This is
Winston.
Winston.
How old is Winston?
He's 3.
3. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming out of that. He's not too much as a puppy too much anymore. He came out of that. That's what's up.
He's my baby though. But yeah, I find me everywhere, every platform, Dub City Sigh. Hit me with a little follow,
Nice.
heart some things. I stream on Twitch almost every night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
customize
dope.
shoes. I make botanicals.
You
Go buy
customize
some stuff from
shoes?
me.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
You gotta show
Out-
me that.
I told you I have a lot.
outstanding.
I have a lot of side businesses.
You do?
I have a shoe customization
That's smart.
business. I have a I have a botanical line business. I make like body oils, body butters, like
Wow.
like body oils, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
Sounds like a lot of tax write-offs to me. That's what it sounds like. So yeah, keep it up. For real.
It's a lot of stuff that I get to do for funsies, you know. Like make money doing
Yeah.
like just like I said, passion feeds your soul. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It does.
That's fire. Man, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking out with us. Thanks, Dub, for sitting over here talking to us. And we're going to be back with another episode next week, same time. So make sure y'all tune in. And we're going to tag you in the stuff too. So make sure y'all shout out Dub, show us some love. And yeah, we'll see you guys. Paul, you got something to say on the way out, man?
Yes, sir. Find us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook,
Yes.
TikTok, and all that, all platforms, right? So yeah, definitely if you need any help marketing your business or need any podcast advice, hit us up. Any tax advice, real estate investments, hit us up. We out here, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See you guys
We'll
next
y'all
week.
next week.
Same bat time,
Deuces.
same bat channel.